Hello everyone, how you all doing? Hope you're doing well. I myself am doing very well, thanks for asking. I'm doing another softly spoken ASMR video because I really enjoy making softly spoken ASMR videos. I think something to do with the fact that being softly spoken is not that strange, or rather like I don't whisper a lot in my daily life. Sorry, but there are times when I'm softly spoken. I think maybe when would I be softly spoken? I think in public, when you're like trying to talk to someone, like in a cafe, and you're worried that there's someone in the cafe who knows the person you're talking about. If you're talking about a person, so you'll be talking, and then you sort of want to make you want to be a little bit quieter. Well, you wouldn't whisper beep beep, You'd be talking, and then you'd start to talk quite softly, saying, "Yeah, no, I know, absolutely, yeah, I heard," or gossip, drama. So yeah, this is that energy I'm channeling here. It's the cafe softly spoken gossip. But I've not got any cafe softly spoken gossip for you, I'm afraid. I'm just going to be rambling a bit, softly spoken, and I'm going to tap on some stuff because that's what I also enjoy. I mean, yeah, I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy this as well, but I'm going to have fun. This is my kind of evening. It's a Thursday night. There's nothing I'd rather be doing. So let's get out. The first thing we're gonna tap on is this big piece of wood again. I feel like I should not even bother like introducing the things that I tap on, because it's always a piece of wood. I was planning on making this video be a rhythmic tapping, maybe even a setting and breaking the pattern video, because I enjoy them. But I was in a bit of a rambling mood. I just wanted to talk and be softly spoken because I like being softly spoken, as I mentioned. And those videos are great. They really are, and they're good fun. But because I'm focusing on the pattern so much, I can't talk. Like, I can't talk over them, because I can't tap a pattern and talk at the same time. I'm so pathetic like that. I'm not that bad, don't worry. But like, it's quite hard to talk at the same time as doing the pattern. You have to like talk in the gaps, But then that becomes a whole challenge in itself. And it's doable, but it's just a little bit easier just to be able to just tap any old stuff and ramble any old rubbish. It's nice. But that's not to say that there won't be another one coming out soon. Whenever I make a rhythmic tapping video, I always think ahead of time, I have a funny story about the word rhythm. I mean, it's not that funny a story, but like, I never mention it because I always forget, and at the end of the video I think, I never said that thing about the rhythm. I mean, I've hyped it up a bit now, so it's not that big a deal, but the word rhythm, I always remember how to spell it, because I always remember rhythm has your two hips moving. RHYTHM. I really hope that was correct. That'd be so embarrassing. But I remember rhythm has your two hips moving. That's how you spell it. I learned this when I was like 11 years old or something. And I remember I had a spelling test. Or not a spelling test. I remember I was writing something. I think we had to write an essay in school about rhythm. remember thinking, how do you spell it again? Oh yeah, I know I've got my little secret tactic. Rhythm gets your two hips moving. RGYTHM. And I remember thinking, like, G. I don't remember there being a G in rhythm. But you know, those silent letters are so pesky. And to be fair, rhythm, it's a bit of a strange. It's like a rhythm. Weird. There could be a G in there, a silent G. Gnome. So yeah, I tapped it. That's so stupid. Yeah, that was funny. So, you know, rhythm has your two hips moving, not rhythm gets your two hips. That's stupid. That's stupid. But yeah, that's my little story about the word rhythm. And I've not mentioned it before in any of my rhythmic videos, and I decided to tell you now in this non-rhythmic video. Such life. I still haven't figured out a food that you eat like this. It feels like such a, I remember it is like a harmonica, like a really long harmonica, and then at this point it's more like a flute. And then at this point it's a bit like a plank that someone's tapping on for an ASMR video. Yeah, I don't know what that's like. It's good. It's a good sound. I hope you've all been having a good day or a good week. It snowed last night quite a lot, but then it rained afterwards, you know. So the snow just fell and then melted. But it was pretty. It was very pretty. And it was quite big snow as well. Like the snow, like big snow. What is snow when it falls? I mean, rain when it falls in the form of raindrops. Snowflakes? Is that what it is? I mean, it could just be snowflakes, but is that snow? Is snow just nothing but a bunch of snowflakes? I don't know. Well, there was a bunch of snowflakes falling from the sky, and they were very big. That was very pretty. It made the whole sky just look mesmerizing. Very nice. I'm going to tap on something else now. I've got a new one for you. This is something that my flatmate has allowed me to tap on. This is his. This is a rugby ball, which is a similar shape, I guess, to an American football, but it's a rugby ball, and it's quite small, but I'll do my best. Oh, that's quite nice. My mum came to town this week, which is why this week's been a very nice week for me, because I like my mum, and it was really nice just to, I haven't seen her since Christmas, and she brought me some flapjacks. So sweet. The flapjacks are really good, actually. She's famous for her flapjacks. I feel like all mums are like famous for one baked good, but in the case of my mum, flapjacks. She also brought me up. It's my birthday in like two weeks. 2 weeks. That's so exciting. And she brought up like my presents in a bag and said, "Don't open them or look at them. They're in that corner over there." And I've not looked at them. I've not. I mean, they're all wrapped as well. But I've not even looked in the bag because I know that you can sometimes tell from the shape. If it's shaped like a violin, then it could be a violin. It could be a ukulele. It could be a viola. But yeah, I haven't asked for any of them, and I don't think I especially want one. So I kind of hope they haven't got me one of them, but they might have done. No, you couldn't get a violin in that corner. It's too small. They've not got me a violin. But I told her that I have an ASMR channel for the first time yesterday. And yeah, she was so she doesn't get anything from ASMR, unfortunately. So she understands, like, what it's about, and is very, very supportive of my creative outlet. So, but I didn't tell her my channel name because I'm not quite ready to do that yet. So you people who are watching, you're watching, and my mum is not. But I came up with quite a good way of explaining ASMR, I thought, which was that ASMR is like something that some people respond well to. They get a sensation from it, a nice sensation, and then some people don't. But I think the people who don't often don't understand how someone does, and think it's weird for that reason. And I thought it was like, virtually all people enjoy massages, but like, imagine that you didn't enjoy a massage and you met someone whose job was to rub someone's body, like, for a living. You would be like, that is so weird, so yeah, I think ASMR is like, to someone who doesn't understand it, yeah, I can see how it's a bit strange. But if you do respond to it, it's not strange. It's nice, much like massage. So yeah, I think what I'm getting at is, if only half the population of the world, I don't know what the population of the world that enjoy ASMR is actually, but let's say that it's 50%. Well, if 50% of the world's population only 50% enjoyed massages, then I think the other half would be like, the other half are weird. But they'd be wrong to say that. time for a little weekend trip away with some friends, which should be very, very nice indeed. I'm very excited about that. I've not had like a quote-unquote holiday for a while, actually. I mean, like a month and a half, which is actually quite a short amount of time for holidays. But, you know, it should be nice. We're going to go visit my friend who's moved back home, and she has a nice home in the, I guess, like coastal countryside. So yeah, I was thinking that'd be nice to go and swim in the sea. Then I forgot that the sea is really cold, so we're not going to do that. This was the little rugby ball. Let me know if you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I think it's nice. I was trying to think about what to tap on next, and it's gotta be the old reliable. I think no, this wasn't. Yeah, this isn't the the first ever video I did. My first time trying ASMR. The first thing I tapped on was some wood stain, and then the second thing I think was this wood adhesive. It's good. I think it's like there are two things that affect me wanting to tap on something. The first one is obviously how good it sounds to tap on, and then the second thing is how easy is it to tap on. And like things like objects like this, they might not sound, maybe as good as another thing, but like it's so easy for me just to give it a good tap that it's quite fun. It's quite nice. Yeah. I remember in my first video I was trying to figure out if I should be tapping like with the tip of your finger or with the pad. This is pad and the tip. Personal preferences, I guess. I had a really wholesome evening last night because me and my flatmate just started playing cards. I never play cards, like randomly, but we did. It was really good fun, but I feel like card games are like great fun when you play them, but I can never remember them. Like I feel like I've learnt so many card games for like one specific holiday, and then just like never play them again because you forget them. It's a nightmare. But we had some good times. My flatmate has there's four of us, and one of them is very, very responsible about going to bed early. He goes to bed at 10 p.m, which is pretty early. And then me and my other flatmate, we do not go to bed at 10 p.m. So yeah, we have to make sure that we're not being loud. But yeah, I think we might have been a bit loud last night with some raucous laughter because we were having good fun. And yeah, you're looking for a way to spend an evening with friends. You can't go wrong with cards. I wonder what the history of cards are. Like, why are they the way they are? Why is there a card for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? No 1. There's no 1. Why not 11? And then what's with like Jack, Queen, King? Queen, King makes sort of sense, I guess. But then, what's Jack? Why is Jack a card? What about Ace? What's going on there? And the suits, or hearts, make sense, because that looks like a heart. Diamond, likewise. Spade, looks a little bit like a spade. But then club, I mean the club is just a clover. Maybe like the Clover Club. Yeah, I have no idea. And then jokers. You know? I mean, this is like, it feels like I'm setting this up to be like, what is this all about? And then I tell you the exact history of it. But I do not know the exact history of it, so sorry. Actually, the precise origin of playing cards continues to be subject of debate amongst scholars, and even the best theories rely more on speculation than proof. There is clear historical evidence that playing cards began to appear in Europe in the late 1300s and 1400s, but how did they get there? They seem to have come from somewhere in the East, and may have been imported to Europe by gypsies, crusaders, or traders. A common consensus appears to be that an early form of playing cards originated somewhere in Asia. But to be completely honest, we cannot be entirely sure. Paper is fragile and typically does not survive well across the ages, so solid historical evidence is lacking. That's interesting. Let's keep reading. I'm just gonna read this out, to be honest. Educated guesses have linked the cards, suits, and icons of 12th century and even older in China, India, Korea, Persia, or Egypt, which may have been introduced to Europe by Arabs. Some scholars believe that playing cards were invented in China during the Tang dynasty, around 9th century AD. There does seem to be some evidence of kinds of games involving playing cards and drinking from this time onward, including cards and with icons representing coins, which also appear as icons on playing cards later in Western Europe. If correct, it would place the origins of playing cards around before 1000 AD, and it would see them as originating alongside or even from tile games like dominoes and mahjong. Some have suggested that playing cards first functioned as play money and represented the stakes used for other gambling games, and later became part of the games themselves. Others have proposed connections between cards and chess or dice games, but this is again very speculative. It is very possible that playing cards made their way from China to Europe via Egypt in the Mamluk period, with decks from that era having goblets, cups, gold coins, swords, or polo sticks, which represent the main interests of the Mamluk aristocracy and bear parallels to the four suits seen in Italian playing cards from the 14th century. This is interesting. But we cannot be totally sure that playing cards did first appear in the East, and it may even be that the first ancestors of the modern deck of playing cards were first created in Europe, after all, as an independent development. So let's head to Europe to the earliest confirmed reference to playing cards there, where we find in a Latin manuscript written by a German monk in a Swiss monastery. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing in case you're not interested. I'm going to see if there's something a bit more relevant to the modern deck. Okay, I found a short little timeline of the history of cards. I'm going to read it out. Cards are invented in China during the Tang dynasty. We knew that one. The first suits are in fact denominations of currency, coins, string of coins, myriads, or strings and tens of myriads, which suggest they may have been derived from actual money. Knew that one. Alternative theories say they may have been a paper adaptation of dominoes or dice. probable first arrivals of cards in Europe and Italy. They may have travelled from China via India and the Middle East, and specifically with the Mamluks of Egypt. That was in the early 14th century. 1371 is the first documentary evidence of cards in Spain, in Catalan, rhyming dictionary, of all places. First detailed description of playing cards in Europe by a Swiss monk named John of Rheinfelden. It's in 1377. Suddenly they're everywhere. Mentions of cards crop up as far afield as Florence, Basel, Regensburg, Brabant, Paris, and Barcelona. Some of them I probably pronounced wrong, sorry. 1392 to 93. Charles, or Chabat Boupin, the treasurer of the household of Charles VI of France, records payment for the painting of 3 sets of cards. In 1440, Johann Gutenberg invents the movable type press. Improvements in printing technology mean that the cards can now be mass-produced. Earliest references to cards in Britain, 1462. This and most of the mentions thereafter are bannings, fulminations against the evils of gambling, or notices of arrest for so doing. Of course, the 4 suits now commonly seen worldwide are first used in France, adapted from the German suits of hearts, bells, leaves, and acorns. So the only one that's the same is hearts. Early 1500s, card makers at Rouen hit upon the distinctive card illustrations that we still use today. 1500s? Are you kidding? That is ages ago. Wow. First mention of the game of Triumph in Spain. Now obsolete, the game spawned many games such as Euchre, E-U-C-H-R-E, Euchre, Whist and Bridge. These were, wow. So these are based on a game that was made in 1520. 1674, publication of Charles Cotton's Complete Gamester, one of the first attempts to lay down authoritative rules for many card and dice games. 1685, the first paper money is used in North America as IOUs on the back of the used playing cards by Jacques de Moelles, the French governor of Quebec. 1711, the first systematic tax on packs of cards is introduced. 1742, publication of Edmond Royal's short treatise on the game of whist. The pamphlet goes through several editions and becomes one of the best-selling publications of the 18th century. 1793, post-revolutionary French authorities banned the depictions of royalty on playing cards. Kings, queens, and jacks become liberties, equalities, and fraternities. This stands for 12 years until Napoleon comes to power and tells them not to be so silly. 1834 is the first documented game of poker. Poker, what? On a Mississippi River steamer. The game, a refinement of the Persian game as-nas, takes its name from a similar French game, poke. That's where poker comes from. A Mississippi River steamer in the 1830s. Oh, that's cool. In the mid-1800s, card games abbreviated and placed in the corner for the first time. Partly for this reason, the knave, whose abbreviation is the same as for king, now becomes the jack. Ah, of course. So a knave starts with a K. King starts with a K. I see exactly this, but the problem. That's quite the problem. So, why is a jack then? I mean, is it just another word for a knave, or did they invent the word jack? I'm sorry, everyone. I'm just giving you guys more questions. I know. 1857 is the first appearance of a joker. could have been there. What a time. 1868. Bezique is introduced to England. The rules as published are unclear. Panic in the streets. Early 20th century canasta is invented in South America. It becomes globally popular after WW2. World War II. 1909. In a New York club, E.T. Baker invents Jim Rummy. It catches on in Hollywood and subsequently the world in the 1940s. 1914 to 18. Pontoon is the game of choice among soldiers in First World War trenches. That's cool. That's cool. I know pontoon as being like 21, but with gambling. Oh, 2 more dates. Harold Sterling Vanderbilt on a cruise ship from San Francisco to Havana perfects the rules of contact bridge, which become the most popular game in the West. Contract bridge. Yeah. It's a full contact playing card game. That'd be funny. That's contract bridge. It's apparently the most popular game in the West, and I've never played it. I am so lame. 1935. Card manufacturers attempt to introduce a 5th suit. Not black, not red, but green. Called the Eagles in the US and the Crowns in the UK. It is a dismal failure. Yeah, it was. A 5th suit. What were they thinking? Well, that is all very interesting. I'm sorry that sort of hijacked the video there, but most people play with playing cards at some point, and I think it's quite interesting to know the history. China, I think, is the main people to thank, but Germany came up with, I think it was Germany that had hearts, bells, acorns, and leaves as their suits. But yeah, I mean, I originally searched all that up because I wanted to find out where the suits came from. I'm gonna find that out. Swords, batons, cups and coins are still used in Spain, Greece, Portugal and Italy. The modern 4 seem to have evolved in France, especially parts of Paris and Rouen in the late 15th century, and were quickly taken up by the English. Okay, so France came up with the main 4. There you go. And we now know why they have a jack. It's because knave starts with a K. I don't know what a knave is. I'm going to find out what a knave is. Okay, well, apparently a knave is a... Oh, I've forgotten. Okay, apparently a knave is a dishonest or unscrupulous fellow, apparently. But also, it is a name for a male servant, which I think is probably the one that it comes from. Because if you look at a knave or a jack on a playing card, he looks quite scrupulous and not unscrupulous. I don't think that's how you can use that word. Scrupulous is the word. Is scrupulous a word? Yeah, of course, scrupulous is a word. I don't know why I forgot that word. It's a word. Yeah, and then knave starts with a K, king starts with a K, so they changed knave to jack, and jack doesn't mean anything, it's just a word for the playing card. There you go. I am sorry that took so long of the video, but I thought it was interesting, and I hope you did too. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making this video. It was a lovely evening. Thanks for keeping me company. If you enjoy my softly spoken videos, let me know in the comments. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, any other things you'd like me to research and tell you about, I'm actually happy to do that because I like history. I hope that you have a lovely evening, whatever you get up to. Maybe it's something adventurous and fun, or maybe it's just sleep. Whatever it is, I hope you have fun, and hope to see you again soon.